Headeus maximum is what people refer to as the it factor within the willpower of a person, team, or organization. Headeus maximum represents the underdogs of the world to champion the journey of success in the midst of being underrated, overlooked, criticized, or disrespected.
My name is Dre Muhammad from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Originally born in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Grew up, went to Harding High School where I played multiple sports, both football and basketball. Was a standout athlete. Ended up, after my high school career, going to college as a walk-on at Purdue University. Stayed for a year and then transferred to Indiana University where I played the rest of the remainder of my college career. Ended up earning a scholarship my last year. It was a good experience for me to go to both schools, and then obviously earn a scholarship my last year. Following my college career, I ended up trying out for the pros and ended up making it to the Oakland Raiders camp, and lasted for about a month. It was a great experience, and then I went to the CFL as well, where I played for a while before I decided to leave the sport alone and go in and invest to the position I'm in now. Currently, I'm at AWP Sports. I'm a director of athlete development, where I oversee all the athlete development. Originally, I came in as just a coach, an assistant coach, where I helped with the classes, helped manage the classes in terms of the floor of things, and made sure that I was actually implementing the necessary products for the athletes to improve their game. And as time went, I ended up becoming a very key person in the organization, where I started off working with receivers, developed my own brand, which is now called The Separation, where I work with receivers and I work to develop their mental, their spirit, their physical, their skill and their craft in the game. And so right now, I do work as a director of athlete development, but as well as working with receivers here under The Separation, powered by AWP Sports.
Now, you can't name them, but how many colleges do you have, do your current athletes play at on the D1 level?
Currently, I have 15 plus college athletes that I've trained thus far. Since 2012, I've been able to assist athletes in receiving scholarships. Currently, I would say 15, but since 2012 to 2013, there's been around 40 players that have actually gone on at the receiver position and tight end position that have actually went on and got scholarships. And so right now, I'm continuing to increase on that number, but since then, there's been about 40 plus scholarships given to athletes from Fort Wayne and area.
Athlete with a purpose is more than athletics. Can you elaborate on that?
Athletes with a purpose is obviously in the name, it says it all. We seek here to help athletes find their purpose beyond just sports. And with that being said, we know that there's a lot of things that's tugging at these young athletes and these young people, and we just want to help them achieve what they can achieve in life, and that's why it's titled Athletes with Purpose. We want them to help identify their purpose, and then once they identify their purpose, we want to help them secure the comfort and secure the self-esteem to actually walk in that purpose. And so for us, it's more than just the physical aspect, it's more than just the skill aspect. We focus on the mental, we focus on the character, we focus on the leadership, and all those aspects that make the holistic athlete. And so for us, it's bigger than just the individual. We want to focus on the person, we want to focus on the player as well as the athlete.
So in the near future, do you see yourself as continuing as Director of Athletics here at AWP, or do you see yourself as being a sports agent or a business manager or a mentor for the athletes that came through your system?
Yeah, I think that as I continuously walk in my purpose, there's things that I want to accomplish, things that I need to accomplish, and phases in which I need to do them in. Currently, right now, being a director over athlete development, coming from just being a receiver coach, I think there's been definitely a phase or a degree of evolution and progress that has helped me get to the point. But then, obviously, looking forward and into the future, I do want to, have more of an impact, and I do have desires of, becoming more influential in sports realm in terms of professional, but then also want to make sure that regardless of where I go, that I'm still making a positive impact in those that I'm around.
I noticed in the Big Ten, I'd like to give you your props, and AWP their props, that several of the athletes that came through your system and was trained and coached by you at wide receiver, they're right now are starting at their programs in the Big Ten. That speaks a lot in volume about AWP, about Dre Muhammad. It speaks a lot about that individual athlete, and they know who they are. Can you elaborate on making the connection mentally and spiritually with them about their responsibilities as far as holding down their character or uplifting their character, and being a positive impact in their environment?
Well, I think that again, AWP stands for Athletes with Purpose, and as that is, to a lot of people, a title. To us, it's more than just a title and a name. I think that when you talk about dealing with athletes with purpose, that purpose word is so important, and then the with is so important as well. And what that means for us is, sports at some point will end, and not everybody, nobody, in my opinion, is created to just be an athlete. Nobody, in my opinion, is created to play for a long time in terms of the rest of their life. I think at some point, everybody has to, buckle down as well, and then find something beyond the sports, using sports as a vehicle to get them there, that they can have a greater impact on. And so for me, coming in and working with athletes, it's just been a thing of, sports will end, and let's prepare for when that sports end. And a lot of people and a lot of organizations may say stuff like that, but that is something that we take wholeheartedly in terms of what we do. We want to make sure that there's criteria and curriculum set up to where when sports is over, or are over, they've had a self-reflection, in a type of environment that, as they look back on everything, that they can actually pursue and move further. Where most athletes, between the transition years from playing sports to going into the real world, as we say, they get lost between a year and two, and so they actually lose a lot of time in that transition. We want to make sure that the transition is as smooth and as easy as possible for our athletes moving forward.
Okay. We definitely like to thank you for doing this interview with us. We know your time is limited, and we know you got athletes to talk to and train and mentor as far as your personal life. But this has been an interview hosted by Headeus Maximum.
To really anybody. I don't think Headeus Maximum is exclusive to anybody. I think that some people actually exercise that potential and others have that potential. But I think that it's a thing that if you pursue and you focus on your purpose and your mission and what you want to accomplish, I think that if you take the characteristics and attributes that you have internally and you exercise those, I think that everybody puts themselves in a position where they can be in that category of Headeus Maximum.
We appreciate this interview, and once again, your name is?
Dre Muhammad.
And you represent?
AWP Sports.
And your position at AWP Sports is?
The Director of Athlete Development.
All right, thank you.